Happy Saturday and good morning, family and friends. At least today I'm able to get on. I I apologize. Last week I had some issues with my phone. Hence I've actually gotten a new phone since then. But I went ahead and I even had recorded when I couldn't get on. I went onto my camera video and I actually recorded one that way, thinking, well, if nothing else, I can share it to my page for all of you to still stay on top of things. However, it must have been too large because I can get a little, winded at times, and it would not upload. So either way, thank you for bearing with me and the technology drama that we have once in a while here. But I do have a new phone. It was even under warranty, so that doesn't happen very often. I'd only had it 6 months, and they had tried everything possible, so it was certainly a glitch in my phone. Nothing that could be done. So anyway, thank you for bearing with me on that. Appreciate that. Like I said, technology is great until it doesn't want to work. But we managed to make it through, right? Anyway, hopefully you've all been doing well. We've had a blizzard this past week. We had a couple of days off of school and, a little bit more slow time here in Aberdeen, but it's winter. So what do we expect? I'm over it personally, but not much we can do. We'll just ride with the waves, and we are getting to the end of the winter months at least. So hopefully we start to see some improvement in the upcoming, short order form here. Anyway, few things. Last week celebrated a special, not me, but we as a family celebrated a special birthday for my niece, 21. Boy, if you're anything like me, when I thought, how is she possibly 21? I feel like I was just there, right? We can all probably remember exactly what we were doing on that birthday that we long awaited for. But yes, anyway, so we had a special birthday in the family. So happy birthday, Kiana, even though I'm a little late. Couple things for you. Last week I'd reported a number of events that were coming through Aberdeen, which I love to do. This just gives me a chance to, let everybody know what we are doing here in Aberdeen. And I try and go through a number of things when I'm looking so that I'm not focusing on just certain, businesses or things in town, but I go into the event calendars and I like to see what's going on. And good morning, Jess. Yes, we're probably still going to be doing that soon. I have all my family. Anyway, so I like to go ahead and get a mix of what's happening around town. And so last week, in my attempt to reach out to you, I had a number of things on there. So a few of these I will talk to you about again, even though I was attempting to give you a little bit of a notice. But they are having the ice fishing tournament out at Dami Lake today that supports the Aqua Addicts, Aberdeen Aqua Addicts. And so that starts at 10. I think you probably would have had to have signed up by now, but if not, it's maybe worth looking into if you wanted to do something last minute. But that is happening. We have the bridal showcase tomorrow at the deck. That starts at noon, okay? So anybody that is getting married anytime soon, go check that out. I actually did that the last time they had one. I think that was probably 6 months ago, somewhere in there. And, they do have a lot of nice things there, beneficial people that you can talk to, really cool ideas. So that's out there. The handmade market is December 11th, okay? Excuse me, not December. March at the deck. I had the DEC written down. So at the deck, March 11th, okay? And the Home and Garden Show is also March 3rd through the 5th. That is out at the Expo. Check the times for those days. Guys, that's a fun time. There again, it gets you a little bit into the spring, summer spirit. Go check out the new trends. Check out what the businesses have to offer for you. It's just a neat thing, something to go and, you run into a lot of people if nothing else, right? You have a chance to win some things. So again, that is March 3rd through the 5th. Excuse me. St. Patrick's Day is coming up here in, 3 weeks or so. So that's always a fun celebration too. Gets us in the mode for what's coming after that. And spring break is right around the same time. So, everyone's on spring break for different times. But it's usually a 3-week period in there where everybody, whether it's the high schools and then the colleges, they're all on their spring break time. So again, it's nice to know that we're getting towards that time of the year. And my last thing, not my most fun thing today, but it is reality. This is my little reminder to you for taxes, okay? I have a habit of putting mine off, till, closer to the deadline. Because as a business owner, we have a lot that go into our taxes. So it's not necessarily the most exciting time, but I wanted to just remind all of you that I myself have made that my priority to get working on those. So if you haven't started on your taxes and you need to get rolling, here is your reminder, because that deadline comes really soon. Okay. Rates. Rates in general. Okay. So this again is specific to each individual's person and situation. So make sure to talk to your lender about this. Okay. Because there's a lot of pieces that play into this. However, the rates right now are reflecting a 5.75 through a 6.9. Okay. Haven't changed a lot in the last few weeks. We're kind of still running in that same ballpark. We will wait and see with time what they do. But right now, 5.75 through almost a 7%. Okay. Our market information for the past week. We had 9 new homes, 4 that went pending, 10 that closed, and we have a total of 84 residential and commercial builds, whether they're for sale or for lease. Okay. So market is not changing much, and hasn't now for a few weeks, partly due to the time of the year, partly due to just low inventory, and partly due to rates having been higher than what they were used to for a while. So, again, do not fret those things. In fact, these rates are still good, and there are still buyers out there. They are ready to purchase. So if you've contemplated selling your home, now may be the time. Not everybody has to follow suit, right? Do what's best for you and your household, and you could still come out on top, okay? So one thing I'm going to cover before I get into a little bit more information here, this is for buyers specifically, that once you've been pre-approved, and I like to tell you this and have told you this often, but it's a nice reminder because it's easy to forget because you don't buy homes on an extremely regular basis. So once you have been pre-approved and once you have an offer in on a home, please, 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 buyers, do not go extend any additional credit anywhere. You wait until you're done with your closing before you go get furniture, or before you think you need that new vehicle, or before you need whatever it is that you're extending credit for. Just please, please err on the side of caution for that, okay? Something that I wanted to report last week. I left everything else out, brought new content, but this is something that I thought was kind of fun. South Dakota typically makes the top 10 for cheapest states to live in. Now, this year, we did not actually make that. That's not really the whole point of my conversation here, but pretty nice to see that typically we fall into that category, being that, we are in the Midwest, we aren't near as metropolitan, and, we just make it a little bit more affordable living. Good morning, Cindy Lou. And so this year, though, we did make the top 5 best states to purchase a home. And, with that comes availability for jobs. The crime rates are taken into consideration. Unemployment rates, which, by the way, are just barely over a 2 for South Dakota. So we've got most of our, folks back working, and not taking advantage of some of those things. And so, way to go, South Dakota. Some days when we have blizzards like this last week, I wonder why I live here. But we all know that wherever you are, there are going to be pros and cons. And so anyway, for all my friends that are not in South Dakota, know that we are a great place to live for a number of reasons. So think about that. Okay, so a couple quick things, guys. I'm going to get into some buyer's mistakes, okay, when you're buying a home. And as I've said just a moment ago, please do not go extend additional credit. That is a huge buyer's mistake. I know everyone's excited. I know you look forward to that. Just do not do that, okay? So that's one of those things. Now, when talking with your lenders, during this process, it's extremely important to be very honest and upfront because they find out everything, okay? So there's underwriters, there's credit reports. They do their due diligence on the back end to ensure, excuse me, that the buyer they're extending money to is credit worthy and that the lender can, with, the most positive outlook, can assume that they will get their money back and get paid, right? That it's not going to go into a foreclosure state. So the reason they get so, detailed on the back end is for their protection. And good morning, Timmy. And so there's a reason that they want all that information. It seems overbearing. It seems overwhelming. But when they want your taxes and they want your pay stubs and they want to know about that part-time job, they want to know everything. Okay. So be honest. Okay. So one of the things on here is one of the mistakes that buyers will make is that they say they're going to live in that house as their primary home and then they rent it. Okay. That is something that you can be in trouble for. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that. Now, I don't know the details of getting into trouble with that. But again, if you're not going to live there as your primary, do not let the bank think you will. Let's just say they always tend to find those things out. And in the end, you could end up getting penalized and having a much more serious situation on your hands. Okay. Also, for money that's being gifted for down payments or anything, whether it's being loaned to you through a family member, even with a repayment plan type option, you certainly want to be honest about where that money is coming from. Okay. Because again, they will check it. They pull your bank statements. They want to see all those deposits and where they've come and why they're there. Okay. So they ask you these questions. And like I said, some people find that that's very invasive, but that is part of the process. Now, again, not everyone has these things they have to dig into. But if in the case you are putting down a down payment and you are getting that money from somebody else, make sure your lender is fully aware of this. It's going to make your process that much more smooth. And like I said, realistically, then you do not come off as trying to falsify anything to your lender. Okay. Also, for buyers' mistakes, when they go through and want you to inform them of what your monthly debts are, be honest, folks. Okay. Now they will pull this. They will pull your credit. They're going to find out everything. They're going to know your liability versus your assets. Some things can be overlooked, not intentionally, obviously. Child support and things like that are a very common overlook to not include. Just because it's really not a bill per se. A lot of people don't look at that as being a bill they're paying. But I have to inform you that that information is extremely important to be given to that lender. Because again, guys, you want to have the most accurate pre-approval that you can. Because again, they give you that right off the gate, but they're going to confirm all of that through the process. So make sure you are upfront with your lender and everybody that you can be through that process. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had a distraction on there. There was a bunch of people that came on live real fast, so I don't know what was happening, but hello to everybody. So anyway, back to buyers making some mistakes. Those are just a few things that I'm going to encourage you to really focus on, really think hard about before you get in there and talk to your lender. Make sure you're being as honest as you can, because like I said, let me tell you, they're going to catch all of those things. And you don't want to be under a contract expecting to be buying a home, and then all of a sudden there's issues on that back end, and well, now you're out some money that you put forward to be able to get into that perfect home. Okay. So anyway, thank you for tuning in today. Next week, I will be coming back to you with some other great information for you. As always, I'm going to tell you too, if there's something that you would love to hear from me, I don't care if it is about a process. I don't care if you want more details on inspections, appraisals, loan types, things of that nature. I want to hear from you all too, what you're looking forward to hearing from me. Okay. So message me, call me, whatever is easiest for you. Otherwise, join me again next Saturday for Coffee with Kim. I look forward to seeing all of you. I love your good morning messages. And for those that are not catching this live, certainly leave me a message. I'll get back to you too. All right. Have a fabulous week, a great weekend, and we will chat with you next Saturday. Bye bye for now.